Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the hidden stories inside corporate filings. And let me tell you, Sonim Technologies has quite the tale to tell with this latest proxy statement. It is packed with some juicy details about a major business shift, and if you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents, make sure you are subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below where we break down these filings even further. So here is the big news: Sonim Technologies is selling off a massive chunk of its business, the Enterprise 5G Solutions part of it. And this is a gigantic move for the company. It means they're essentially saying goodbye to what they've been doing for years to focus on. Well, that is part of the mystery we'll dive into. What that means for them and for you if you are a shareholder. This filing itself is a definitive proxy statement, meaning it is the final version ready for shareholders to review before making a decision. It is all about getting your vote on a proposed asset sale, where almost all of Sonim's assets related to its Enterprise 5G Solutions are being sold off Sonim Technologies, Inc. Name of registrant as specified in its charter scroll. The company known as Sonim Technologies Incorporated is asking shareholders to approve this big asset sale. It is not just a small piece they're selling off, by the way. They're selling off substantially all of the company's assets related to its Enterprise 5G Solutions business. This includes rugged handset smartphones, wireless internet devices, software services, and accessories, basically their entire legacy business. Now let's talk money, because that is what really gets interesting. Buyers are paying $15 million in cash, subject to some common adjustments like working capital and transaction expenses. Plus there is a potential outpayment of up to $5 million if certain goals are met, and if this deal closes around January 2026, management estimates the company will have about $4 to $6 million in cash left. After everything's said and done, that cash is what they plan to use to fund operations, and maybe pursue some new strategic transaction. But here is the kicker: they're not planning to liquidate. They want to keep the company alive and pursue something new, but they admit there is no guarantee any of this will actually happen. So why are they doing this? The board thinks it is the best move to boost shareholder value. They've considered a lot of factors, including the risks and the potential benefits, and they've unanimously recommended voting for this asset sale proposal. They're saying it is advisable and in the best interest of the company and its stockholders. This is super important for shareholders. If you don't vote, or if you hold your shares through a broker and don't give them instructions on how to vote, it will be counted as a vote against this sale. That is how critical they think your vote is. Now for the nitty-gritty of the meeting and the sale, it's happening virtually on the 30th of December 2025, which is pretty standard these days. But remember, you can't physically attend. It is completely online. This meeting is not about just one thing. Shareholders will vote on the asset sale itself, the compensation packages for executive officers tied to this sale, and whether the meeting can be adjourned if needed. Let's look at the board's recommendations. Clearly proposal. 1. The asset sale proposal, it's for proposal. 2. The advisory compensation proposal, it's for and proposal 3. The adjournment proposal, it's also for. They want this deal to go through. Looking at the financials for the 9 months ending the 30th of September 2025, we see that the company's net revenues were about $44 million. This is down significantly from the same period the previous year, where it was closer to $35 million. But wait, this chart shows the historical numbers and then adjusts them for the asset sale, so we need to look at the pro forma numbers. Instead, these show a very different picture. After adjusting for the sale, they report zero net revenues for this period. This makes sense as they are selling most of their business, but it highlights that the company, as we know, it will cease to exist. For the year ending the 31st of December 2024, the pro forma numbers also show zero net revenues after the sale for the historic numbers, though revenues were around $58 million, but they reported a substantial loss of about $33 million. This highlights the challenges the company was facing even before the sale. And here is the critical part: they anticipate recognizing a gain on the proposed asset sale of about $13 million for 2024. This gain is a key financial element presented in these pro forma statements. Now let's talk about the audit report by Moss Adams LLP from the 20th of March 25. They state that in their opinion, the consolidated financial statements present fairly in all material respects the company's financial position and results of operations in conformity with accounting principles generally accepted in the United States of America. Interestingly, they found no critical audit matters, which suggests the financial reporting was straightforward for them. Looking at the balance sheet for the 31st of December 2024, we see total assets of around $39 million, but a stockholders deficit of about $5.7 million. This indicates that liabilities exceed assets, which is a worrying sign, especially when you compare it to the previous year where they had a positive stockholders equity of $22 million. For the year 2024, the company reported a net loss of a staggering $33.6 million. That is a huge jump up from a relatively small loss of $90,000 in 2023, the company was clearly in a rough patch. This deal comes with a whole host of risks. First, the company knows it might be treated as a shell company after the sale, which brings on regulatory headaches and could hurt its stock value. Then there is the uncertainty about how they will use the proceeds from the sale, which might not even be distributed to stockholders they earn. Outpayment might never happen, and the company could face litigation over the agreement. These are not minor issues. The board is really pushing this sale. They highlight the consideration from the buyer, the ability to stay a public company, and explore new strategies. They point out that only one credible offer emerged, and that the company was facing significant operational challenges like financial losses, supply chain issues, and a big drop in stock value. They believe this is the best available option. Roth Capital Partners was brought in to give an opinion on the fairness of the deal financially, and they concluded that the purchase price is fair from a financial point of view. However, they specifically stated that their opinion does not constitute a recommendation on how any stockholder should vote with respect to the transaction. That is an important distinction. So what is the big picture here, Sonim Tech? No. Logis is making a drastic pivot, abandoning its legacy business and hoping to reinvent itself with the proceeds from selling it. The financials from before the sale show significant struggles, a massive net loss and a shrinking balance sheet. However, the pro forma financials suggest a complete change in business model. The company is betting big on a future that is currently undefined. It is a high stakes gamble. The biggest risks are becoming a shell company and the uncertainty surrounding future operations if they can't find a new viable business to pursue. The company might just fade away. The fact that the board received only one credible offer and is facing such significant operational challenges before the sale makes this a risky proposition. For shareholders, my take is that while the sale needs shareholder approval, the company's future hinges entirely on their ability to navigate the post-sale landscape successfully. It is a gamble, and investors need to be aware of the significant risks involved. Alright, that is our breakdown of Sonim Technology's latest filing. What is your take on this radical business shift, and what do you think their future holds? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives into the corper. Great world, don't forget to check out the Discord in the description where we break down these filings even further. Thanks for watching, see you next time.